Hello there. Can you feel the vibe of the moment? Can you feel that September energy that we're going into Mercury retrograde, planet of communication, going backwards? It's going to create a lot of snafus and crunchy feelings, aka the shadow self. So the shadow self is going to show up big time right now. What's the shadow self? You know, when you're having a temper tantrum, when you're blaming others for your feelings, when you're shaming yourself and others, when you're not your optimal self and you're operating from addictions, from numbing shit out, from all of that is your shadow self. But there is a surefire method, a trifecta, a three-pronged approach to working with your shadow self. Start with always hold your feet to the fire. Always name it, claim it, own it. Write it down. What's that pattern? What's that behavior that you're like, I'm done with that. I can't do this again and again and again. I can't keep blaming and shaming and numbing and avoiding. It's my shadow self. I gotta work with it. But you can't do it, problem number 2, without self-compassion, because the child, the inner child, the part of you that's traumatized is going to run for the hills if you do not do it with compassion and respect and calmness. And make sure you're writing everything down. Don't just think it all. Write it all down. You know, work with compassion. You know, treat yourself as, you know, that part of you that's the shadow self as a little kid that needs your love, compassion, and your patience and your sense of, you know, believing in self that you're going to grow. And the third prong is don't enable yourself. Don't BS yourself. Don't say to yourself, well, you know, I act like that because they made me feel that way. Or, you know, I behave like that because it's their fault that they shouldn't be that way. All that's just enabling crap. Or I'm in too much pain to really confront myself, so I'm going to numb out with drugs, alcohol, codependency, and crappy behavior. And, you know, addiction to, you know, adrenaline and such. So that three-pronged approach will get you out of shadow self. And this is a time, let me tell you, September, Mercury retrograde. This is when the shadow self is going to show itself. And I mean, other times of the year as well, but this is a time where it's going to freaking show itself. And so you really need a methodology to confront with compassion and don't bullshit yourself. Work on your shadow self. You deserve it. You deserve the transformations that will occur through working on the parts of you that are freaking sabotaging you, aka the shadow self. Do it. I believe in you. What a gorgeous day. Bye for now.